Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well today. Match preview time. Aston Villa versus Chelsea. There's going to be a hell of a lot of match previews this month because we have game after game after game after game after game. Match reviews, same situation. Chelsea are playing a game every 3 days for the rest of this month. And then beyond that, as we get ready for the World Cup. And then we take the break, it's going to be game in, game out, game in, game out. And then eventually after we come back from the World Cup, it's going to be game in, game out, game in, game out. So it's about to get very, very hectic. Not just in terms of seeing the football, but even on this channel, this is going to get interesting. We play Aston Villa tomorrow. Aston Villa versus Chelsea at Villa Park, so we are going away. However, Aston Villa not on very good form at all. And there seems to be one factor which is probably going to come into our favour right here, is that at Aston Villa, Steven Gerrard is already under pressure. And Aston Villa currently sits in 16th, not so far from the relegation zone. They're not playing well. But, let's be real. If there is an occasion where Aston Villa might end up with a 1-0 win, it's probably where Charity FC show up and we give them 3 points. Now, I'd like to think that we've moved past that. Now, with Graham Potter, we've not seen a hint of Charity FC yet. I stress yet, because Charity FC is separate and irrelevant from whoever the manager is at Chelsea Football Club. We were Charity FC under Antonio Conte. You guys remember Bournemouth, you remember Watford. We were Charity FC under Sarri at times. I mean, we gifted Man City 6 goals. I mean, not gifted. Aguero destroyed us that day. But there were results in that season where it was just ridiculous. Post that, Lampard, Charity FC. Tuchel, towards the end, Charity FC. So I'd like to think with Graham Potter at the beginning, we're not going to get that. We're not going to get any of that. We'll see when the time ends with Graham Potter, because let's be real, the time will come. I just hope it's not going to be next season or the season after. I hope it's going to go on for quite some time. We'll see though. Charity FC though, tomorrow, I don't think are showing up. I don't think they're showing up anytime soon. Chelsea, on the other hand, are on very good form. We are playing very well. Right now, very well. Very happy. Personally, I'm satisfied. However, it seems to be a little trend. Whenever Chelsea pick up form, whenever Chelsea look like they're playing well, all of a sudden things are in motion, spirits are high, we're scoring goals, we're playing as we should, we're looking confident, we're looking snappy. Injuries happen. Injuries happen, and we've got 3 names on that list already where it's just looking like it's going to turn into a problem. Hopefully, there isn't going to be any more players that get added to that list and then we end up with an injury crisis. I don't want that. Right now, Fofana is still out. We know that. He's on the mend and it's looking all right. Reece James, all of a sudden, is not looking so good, just as we thought it was going to be good. As I explained yesterday, it's not looking so good. We still need to get the correct diagnosis as to how long he's actually out for. What is going to determine that is how long he needs to recover and if he needs surgery. If he needs surgery, we ain't seen him for a while. And that's the question now. Does Reece James need surgery? If he doesn't, cool. Yes, he's going to be out 6 to 8 weeks, not the end of the world. If he needs surgery, this could get sticky. Up until January, this could get sticky. And I'll explain why when I get into my starting 11 and who I think should play. On top of that, Kante. Kante's out for 3 months. And we already know that. He's out for 3 months. And yeah, Kante, it's sad. I spoke about it yesterday. If you haven't caught it, check out yesterday's video. Make sure you have a look at what I had to say then. But Kante, I feel sorry for him. It's a shame it's come to this. But yeah, he's out for 3 months. So apart from that, everyone else is fit. Everyone else is available. And in terms of selection, there's a couple of things that I need to determine, and I'll get into this when I tell you my starting 11. But the 2 things to factor on are, what formation are we going to? Because Graham Potter's already shown quite a bit of flexibility in terms of how he can set us up, determining it on who we are facing, who the opponent is, and how they're going to set up. There have been games where we've gone to a back 3. There have been games where we've gone to a back 4. We've still kept the same style. We're still playing the same football, but the shape is different. That's it. What we're going to do tomorrow against an Aston Villa team that are looking very low on confidence. As I've said already, an Aston Villa team with Steven Gerrard already under pressure. And you have to take into consideration that Stevie G, yes, he's a professional. Yes, he'd want to do the best in his job right now. But don't tell me he has not got one eye on Liverpool. Because you can see Liverpool are in the exact same situation right now. And there's already talk about Jurgen Klopp. And yes, right, we all heard the excuses he came out with earlier on about Man City and spending. Yeah, forget that you just spent 100 million on Younes. Like, that doesn't matter anyway. But Klopp's under pressure. And tomorrow, Liverpool play Manchester City. If they don't get a result against Man City, and depends in the manner, if they get battered tomorrow, Klopp is in trouble. I think Klopp's in trouble at that point. Because Liverpool are sitting 11th. They could end up 12th. If they lose tomorrow, they could go lower. They could end up in 14th. This is a situation Chelsea have seen before. We've been there. We know what it feels like. It's not great. Klopp was there. That was his first season at Liverpool. But listen, Steven Gerrard will know. Because deep down in his heart, he knows he wants the Liverpool job sometime in the future. That could come very soon. The opportunity might come up very soon. So, is his full commitment with Aston Villa right now? Is he determined to get that team turning around and to start winning properly again? Is he really going to do it? I think Chelsea tomorrow, with all due respect, are going to have a fairly easy day at the office. That's my prediction. Bearing that in mind, who do I think is going to play tomorrow, considering the circumstances, who we're playing, how they're setting up, their form, our form, how we're playing, and our injuries? Let's get into what I think the starting 11 should be. So, starting off in goal, we are going with none other than Kepa, of course. Kepa, I have to, for a moment, let's talk about Kepa. Kepa, it's so funny with Kepa because at one time we thought he was completely unprofessional. You remember the whole Kepa the manager situation, refusing to come off in a final, all of that, the embarrassment. What are you doing? You're 70 million, you're leaking in goals like it's for fun. He put his head down. He didn't demand, I want to leave. He stuck to it. He realised he became a number 2. He kept working. When he was called upon, he delivered. And all of a sudden, he comes in when he's needed and he puts in great performances. Very happy. So overall, I'm chuffed with Kepa. He's had to be relied on. He's come on, he's done a fantastic job. Even towards when Tuchel was coming towards the end of his time. Now with Graham Potter, Kepa's looked magnificent. So I'm really, really happy with him. And we owe him that. We owe to tell him that he's been top class. Keep it up. That's it. So Kepa in goal, without question. Now, back 3 or back 4, this is the question. I want to stress this. This does not determine how Chelsea should play. Some people think back 3, back 4, it's going to change everything. It doesn't. No. All it does, you change the shape, right? It doesn't determine how you are going to play your football. You can still play the exact same style, the exact same method, but in a different shape. That's it. Placement of players are different. Determined on how to stop an opponent's player in a certain role or a certain position, or if you realise there's a certain strength that you might have or a weakness that they have in a certain area of the pitch, you want to accustom your shape in order to exploit that. That's all it is. But the way that you play your football can still be the same. You can still be counter-attacking, you still be possession-based, you can still be direct, you can still have a mix, you can still be, defensive but fast on transition, hit on the counter-attack. You can do loads of things, right? You can be all-out attacking and pile the pressure on and put a high line. You can do all of that with any formation. Just want to stress that. For this, I would go to a back 4. Personally, why? Because I think there's one position that stops us. We can go to a back 3 for tomorrow, but it's not something that can be consistent. And I'll explain why. Let's get into it. So, centre-backs, I would go with Koulibaly and I would go with Thiago Silva. As far as I'm concerned, Chalobah deserves to play, if I'm being real. And if we do go to a back 3 tomorrow, Koulibaly, Silva and Chalobah would be my picks, for sure. Now, this is where it gets a little sticky. And this is the situation where I wanted to address. At right back, I'd play Aspie. At right wing back, for one game, playing Aspie there, cool. But playing him there all the time, no. If we go to right wing back, you'd have to bring in Loftus-Cheek. Now, personally, I don't want Loftus-Cheek tomorrow playing at right wing back, which is why I've set up to a back 4, because I want him in a different role. We'll get to that. Left back, I would go Cucurella. So that's my back 4. In terms of the midfield, I would go Kovacic and Loftus-Cheek. I want Loftus-Cheek there. I do not want Jorginho there. I think Jorginho would be comfortable tomorrow, but I feel like we can exploit Aston Villa. They're there for the taking. I feel like we'd be so more direct with Loftus-Cheek and with Kovacic. Jorginho has this tendency, and yes, Jorginho can ping out some great passes sometimes, and when he's comfortable, he's elegant. But I love how direct we are with Graham Potter, how forward-thinking we are with Graham Potter. And I feel like all it takes with Loftus-Cheek and Kovacic, with this style of football that we're playing, is for one of them to advance. One of them to sit, one of them to advance. Cool. The other one comes back. Cool. You're back in a two. The other one can go forward. Cool. It gives a sense of flexibility because Loftus-Cheek likes to bomb forward. Kovacic likes to bomb forward. But they have to compensate for each other. They can't both go forward. Defensively, I think they are both better than Jorginho. And this is where I feel like with the form that Loftus-Cheek is on, I don't want to wreck that. He deserves to keep playing. So I would keep him playing, but I would do that in midfield. I wouldn't just stick him to the right because we're lacking Reece James. I would play Azpilicueta at right back, go to a back four, stick Loftus-Cheek next to Kovacic, and I feel like that would be strong enough to take on Aston Villa tomorrow. And more direct to take on Aston Villa tomorrow. And put them under pressure and go for it. Because Aston Villa, to me, I feel like mentally are struggling. Their confidence is low. Take advantage of it. So for me, that is what I would do in midfield. I hope that makes sense. Let me know down below if you agree or disagree. I'd love to hear your thoughts on that. In terms of the midfielders in front of them in the attacking sense, Gallagher's a weird one because recently, let's be real, since the goal, right, he's had some good moments, Wolves especially, good moments, but he's had some bad moments. There's been moments where he's looked a little shaky, where he's looked a little hesitant, a little too slow on the ball. Mount, on the other hand, who I have to, let's be real, he's playing tomorrow because he's back on form. He's back to the Mason Mount we've been waiting for. He's finally back. He's here. Fantastic. Mace, keep this up. If he keeps playing like he did against AC Milan in both legs, Wolves, mate, he's gonna smash it for the entire season. So for me, he has to play. Now, whether one of them is central and one of them's on the right, whichever, because we've seen both of them play in both of those roles. But Gallagher, in the last game especially, looked a little slower. His decision-making was a little less snappier. Mason was on it. Everyone else was on it. Gallagher had to take that extra second or two. You can't be doing that. However, I feel like against Aston Villa, there's momentum for him to try and keep up because overall he's been decent. I feel like if we take that away from him now, we're stopping something. I'd keep playing him. For the games like we're playing against Aston Villa, those teams where they're low in confidence or they're low in the table, it's not looking like it's going to be a huge task, I'd play Gallagher and hope he can, get his scoring boots back on, get his, himself riled up for it and to be able to perform at a very high level like he did against Crystal Palace. Want to see that again. So I'd give the opportunity for him tomorrow alongside Mason, which is weird because I remember under Tuchel I was like, there's no way they're going to play together. And Graham Potter's found a way for them to play together. So happy days. If they're able to do that, brilliant. On the left, there's hesitancy about this one, but I feel like Sterling, does he need a rest? Does he, it's a Premier League. I'd play him. Because Sterling's a sort of guy where, yes, he can fall off, but all of a sudden, boom, he scores a hat-trick. And you never know where it comes. You just never know where it comes out of. So I'd keep playing him. If it gets consistently bad or consistently worrying, then we have to talk about dropping him for a game or two. Maybe give Pulisic a chance. But for me, Sterling plays, and then we'll see how he is in the game. If he builds up on confidence, if he does something good, if he scores, if he assists, then cool, fantastic. If not, bring Pulisic on when we have to. And up front, our goal-scoring machine, our number 9. I never thought I'd say that at Chelsea again. But it's Aubameyang. Fantastic. The man is scoring goals. The guy can't stop being clinical. I can't believe I'm saying those words. For a Chelsea striker, I feel so good to say that again. It's been too long. It's been way too long. But Aubameyang starts without question. And I hope he scores again tomorrow. Because if he's able to do that, maybe he can start picking up regular form. I'm talking every game. Score, 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 score. Why not? It's possible. Haaland's doing it. Aubameyang can do it. Come at me. But that would be my starting 11. And in terms of a score prediction, let's get to this. I am going to go with, as I've said, I don't expect the hardest task tomorrow. I'm wary of Aston Villa because they've got very good individuals, especially in midfield. There are guys like Cash and there's guys like McNeil. that are underrated as far as I'm concerned. But right now, the circumstances at Aston Villa are just not in their favour. And I feel like the way that we're playing under Graham Potter, and it's all new and it's fresh and everyone's loving life, I feel like we're going to take it to him tomorrow. And I feel like we'll get a good result. So I am going to go with Aston Villa 0, Chelsea 3. I'm confident. Let's see what happens. Let me know down below your predictions, your lineups, how you see it going down. Lovely jubbly. And I will see all of you tomorrow, where we've got a big day of football. There's obviously the 2 p.m. kickoffs. There's Chelsea amongst that. Then there's later on Liverpool versus Manchester City. Then we have the Classico. So for all the Chelsea people watching, I have to advertise this for free, out of pleasure. Let's see Real Madrid versus Barcelona and see if Real Madrid can just do us a favour and make us laugh. Just like Inter Milan made, well, it would have been better if they scored the 4th, but in the same way that we managed to laugh at that, it would be great if Real Madrid could give us some giggles tomorrow. So make sure you're catching that. Liverpool versus Man City after the Chelsea game, and then the Classico in the evening, and let's hope Real Madrid give us some giggles. I will see all of you tomorrow after the Chelsea game is done to give you my thoughts on it all. Much appreciated. I will see you then. Thank you all so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification button to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you've enjoyed this, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Have a good one, people. See you then. Take care, and peace.